All right, peace to the family in the chat room. He's starting already, y'all. Y'all know Uncle Hanky gonna start early.
You,
He ain't
y'all
gonna
gonna
waste
learn
no
how to get.
time.
Y'all gonna have this show. You're gonna have to listen to 5 times because you're gonna learn how to use a crystal to make you young again. You hear me?
Oh man.
You're gonna get young again. Learn how to
Hey,
activate a crystal. Go on, brother Rich.
they say you starting to look younger, Hank. That's what they be saying that in the chat, man.
Listen,
You
it's the
you
crystal,
do.
y'all. You want to
Mm,
start getting younger again? We're gonna learn tonight. We're gonna learn a lot tonight. Okay.
mm,
Brother Rich got me on it. He pulled me out the lab. I've been in there for months, y'all. And I got
mm.
goodies for you. And this ain't no Santa Claus.
Wow.
Okay.
All right.
Brother
All
Rich
right,
ain't never
family.
gonna get no gray hair.
Make sure make sure y'all hit the like button. Uh I'm gonna get that text notification thing going on real soon, family. So a lot of y'all that was sign up, I still got your numbers. Y'all will get I'm like I said, I was changing company, but I didn't change yet. I called a couple companies, but the prices was just ridiculous. But I'm gonna get that going again soon, so y'all could be notified and y'all won't have to depend on YouTube when I start the show. But let's get to a few commercials. We're gonna have a great show tonight. So let's get to a few commercials and shout out to the chat. I see Joy's Fit Life plant-based quickies. That's a regular in the chat. All right,
Mm. Blessed
Mr.
be to
Zeno.
you.
All right. Who else?
Blessings.
Let's see. Who else
Blessings.
is a regular up in here? Patricia, Karain. Shout out to Karain Water.
Oh yeah.
Anybody else?
She's
Ain't
mystical, Brother Rich.
no, indeed, yeah, yeah, that's
Your
her.
whole audience is mystical, man.
Indeed, indeed,
Truth be
indeed.
told.
All right, let's get to a few commercials, family. We're gonna have a good time tonight. Hit the like button, that's very
Oh
important.
yeah.
And
Oh
we'll be
yeah.
right back, all right?
Drink to that.
Welcome to the Sacred Tree. This is Stardust Jewelry for the collective. All of our pieces are spiritually downloaded, handcrafted, and created with the love and healing powers of our set. We pride ourselves on using nothing but the best crystals, 14 karat gold, and sterling silver to highlight the conductivity of this alchemical process. So many superpowers for us to tap into, and the crystals are here to help you. I always say whatever crystal you choose, it chooses you at the same time. It's a symbiotic relationship. So feel free to tap into the sacredtree.life, see what we have to offer. Rock.
This is Dr. B. Serious, your natural health specialist. Wise ones know that organic plant-based compounds have always held the secrets to imbalance and dis-ease. This is why I created the highest quality handcrafted natural remedies and solutions for discerning people just like you. These products support a strong immune system, help neutralize disease-causing parasites and toxins while supporting a better quality of life. Take charge of your health. Make the smart choice. Check out my plant-based vitamin C tonic, X Factor Super Immune Enhancer, and the Total Body Detox programs. Instead of waiting on a cure, visit elevationtime.com.
It's the numerational session with King Simon. Text your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. And get my books on Amazon.
Welcome to The Matrix Unveiled. Awaken your spiritual powers. Take your visualizations and manifestations to the next level. Our spiritual consultations help you remove blockages to your success, guide you through your shadow work, assist with chakra alignment, inner child healing, divinations, and more. Join The Matrix Unveiled Academy and take your consciousness quantum. Please connect with us on our YouTube channel where we share information on spirituality and metaphysics. Thanks for listening. Can't wait to meet you on matrix-unveil.com.
Hey there! Had a bad dream? I have dreams too. Some parts are scary and some parts are fun. Always remind yourself, it's only a dream and everything will be okay. I had a dream about being in a forest too. Check it out, my pet Petey was with me. Order your copy of Kayla Petey and the Forest on Amazon today.
All right, man. I was just looking at my. Did you see Wakanda yet? What's that? Black Panther. You see that yet, Hank?
No, man. Listen, there's a lot of controversy about what's the agenda of
Yeah.
Hollywood,
That's
man,
why
because
I asked you. I just Blue Pill was just telling me that there's a crazy agenda with the movie.
yo, it's
I
like
was
a
just
part
talking to Blue
two
Pill.
to
Woman
the
King.
Woman King. Like, what are they trying to do? What do they fear so much about melanated original men? And why do they want to have women be the new shank carriers? What is the agenda? So I wouldn't even upload that stuff in my head because I'm busy trying to explore the mysteries of the universe and bringing it to you, Brother Rich. But I see woman king. So what would you have? A man queen? What's with the pink skirts in Hollywood? What is it with Wakanda Forever, where they're trying to make women into a fake masculine? And they only do this with our women. It's always portrayed as being angry,
Strong.
unfeminine,
Strong.
physically making strong, um, arrogant, everything but feminine. And that's a problem with Holly Weird. And I haven't gone. I'm not going to see Holly Weird. And a special acknowledgement to not doctors, Judge Joe Brown. He brought to point out that in the original movie Black Panther, why did they have a white guy to drive the spaceship? I couldn't handle the family was fighting. They said, "Oh yeah, well we need the CIA man to fly the spaceship." And I was like, "Whoa!" If he didn't bring that to my attention, that program would have set in my subconscious mind. Okay, So
Yeah, man.
I see the Holly Weird mind programming because they use trans, as we spoke of before. They put young, middle-aged, and older people in trans states for the purpose of dividing the original family. A man's supposed to be a man, a woman's supposed to be a woman. And a woman today have to get out of their mental tomb and go back to their crystal womb. Because if a woman tries to have fake masculine energy, she gets bald headed because it's too much energy. That's why she's designed by nature to have pyramid shaped hips to carry that illuminating magical
That
energy
thing.
of the crystal womb, which is way smarter than the monkey mind. The mind can only handle 24 frames per second. The crystal womb and the heart space can handle more. But I want to acknowledge our ancestors because we're gonna roll. So give me the word, Rich. Give me the word. I'm ready to
Yeah,
buckle
let's do a acknowledgement of the ancestors, and then we'll start the show, my brother. Go ahead. I know
Okay.
you go in, so go ahead.
All right. I am in me. I am in you, the listening audience, now and in the future. We, individually and collectively, in the name of love, call upon our ascended master ancestors. I want to thank the latest Christ born in the Congo, Simeon Toko. I want to thank Sheikh Amadou Bamba, who founded the city of Touba in Senegal. I want to thank Sheikh Ibra Fall. I want to thank Saint Germain, who's the gatekeeper of Mount Shasta in Northern California, the entrance into the hollow earth where people live 1,500 years instead of 50. I want to thank White Buffalo Calf Woman, John Brown, Nat Turner. I want to thank Marcus Mosiah Garvey. I want to acknowledge and thank Enoch, the Ethiopian. I want to acknowledge Akhenaten, Imhotep, Ptahhotep. I want to acknowledge and welcome Harriet Tubman, Aset, Heteru, Asar. I want to invite the spirit of the acacia tree into this platform tonight. Guide my words so that we can have illumination day and night forevermore. I ask the plant kingdom be with us on this platform. I want to acknowledge all the greats, Buddha, Krishna, and the word Krishna means black, y'all. He ain't blue. All right. So Krishna was black, Buddha was black. What is it about miseducation, the fear of carbon melanin people of antiquity? I think this is, well, I invite also Archangel Michael, protect all our family, friends, and loved ones. Protect our women and children who walk the streets. Archangel Metatron, who was Enoch, the Ethiopian who ascended into the heavens, be with us. Archangel Raphael, Archangel Uriel, be with us on this platform. Also want to acknowledge the forces of nature. Ilegba, Oshun, goddess of love, be with us. Yemaya, Oya, Ologun, Shango, Obatala, Achusi. Thank you. Donada, Wado, Ashe, Amin. So be it.
Oh, Shay. Thank you
Mhm.
for starting out the show with that acknowledgement of the ancestors, Brother Hank. And I want to start the
Yes.
show off by saying, number one, I want to start all my shows off by giving gratitude. I'm thankful for the position that I occupy in this space-time continuum, being able to bring brothers like yourself on the show. It is an honor to do what I do. And Hank, the idea for the show came about. I watched the Dave Chappelle special, and the comedians, being the jokers, they say certain things, and they bring certain things to the public in a comedic way in which an average person usually can't say. I remember people saying in the tarot, and I know there's a lot of the sisters in the chat. How powerful is the Joker card? I don't know if is it tarot? Is the Joker in the tarot, or is that another system
Yes,
that
it
I'm
is.
referring to? Okay,
Yeah,
well,
the
the
joke.
sisters, maybe Corinne could tell me.
Mm.
How powerful is the Joker in comparison to like the other powerful cards in the tarot? But saying that to say, I remember when I did a with Bufu with you, and Bufu was the Toad's Venom that time.
Mhm. Yeah, in the
And
park, in the middle of the
yeah, in the
night.
park.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, in the park. Yeah, in the park. And we do these things, these psychedelics to take us places. No
Yes.
Joker in tarot. It's the fool. Okay, so yeah, there's no Joker in the tarot. It's the fool. The fool is in the tarot. All right. All right. Okay. So it's the fool. So is the Joker and the fool one and the same? But okay.
Yeah.
I'll let y'all talk about that. But anyhow, I remember when I did the Bufu with you, it was me, you, Kambada, and Loaded Lux. And
Hmm.
I went to this realm of laughter.
You
Remember, I went
became
to this realm
Laughing
of
Buddha.
laughter. I was just laughing hysterically, like hysterically, y'all. I
Hmm.
just started laughing hysterically. And zero is the fool card. Wow, that's interesting. King Simon said the number zero. And we know zero, that's the number of the divine uh of Big Mama. That is 0 point field. So wow, that's interesting. That's interesting.
Mm.
See, we working together. We drawing up conclusions. See, we doing this together. Wow, that's dope.
Hmm.
So yeah, I went to the realm of laughter, Hank, and just thinking about that, thinking about everything going on right now, all the change that's happening in society, and thinking about how this is just a grand dream. This is a supreme dream, a dream of the supreme creator. Whether y'all want to call him the Joker, being that the Joker is the zero, and the prime source creator also occupies that 0 point field. Hank, man, let's have this conversation. It's weird, Hank. It seems as though the more conscious we become, the more serious we could take a life. But it seems as though since life is a dream, it seems as though the people that's out there wasting their life, sometimes they don't give a fuck, Hank. They just having a good time. And I often wonder what's the right approach to life? How serious should one be on this journey versus how childlike should one be on this interesting journey that we all decided to embark on? Hank, we're gonna have an amazing conversation. Let's get started, my brother.
Okay, brother, get your pens and papers, family. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm only speaking from my experience and my associates. Special shout out to my brother Steve, my co-host is Miss Bliss, my co-host is Baraka, because we all experienced a medicine that also an acknowledgement to a special Jedi named Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
We know we took. I've done bufo. I've done ayahuasca. I've done
Mm-hmm.
shrooms. I've done changa. Special acknowledgement to Dooley and Rashana. Um, and the one that seems to activate melanin. Let me pull in closer.
Mhm.
What activates melanin, family, is this medicine called Wachuma or
Mhm.
San Pedro, because melanin is like a power plant. And we
Mhm.
hear about power plants that create electricity, power plants that create heat, steam. But listen to the words power plant. Batteries, when you get a new battery, what is the first thing you have to do, Brother Rich?
Pop.
Charge it.
Charge it. Yeah.
So, what charges melanin besides sunlight? What molecules activate melanin? And in my humble experience and relating to the family that went to Wachuma Mountain, it not only seems to alkalize the body for illnesses to be eliminated, but also to heal the broken heart of our people. Our people, man, our folks are so brokenhearted, brother. We
Mhm.
don't realize we have been functionally dysfunctional with broken hearts, wounded souls, and the medicine of Wachuma or San Pedro. I want to give a special acknowledgement to Joanna and Taita Oswald. They're medicine people from Cuba and Ecuador that have been facilitating these ceremonies, and I only got about 5 of them under my belt. But Brother Rich, what it did, it felt like my heart became a radiant sun. And I actually howled. I had to howl at the sky because to feel your heart become a sun, a star, was an incredible thing. And once I left that ceremony, for days and weeks after, Brother Rich, people couldn't say anything. I was like polished wax on a brand new car. It just beaded up and rolled off of me. And I said, oh, wow. I didn't realize how heartbroken I was. We're all broken hearts, wounded souls. We are literally existing in a so called conscious community, collective community. We are wounded souls in a dysfunctional junkyard, and we're dying from grease of the food to try to comfort our pain, whether it be chicken, hamburgers, french fries, cheese. I thought a brother panicked just then because we did a funny one about cheese. We've been heartbroken for generations. And the Wachuma, according to the medicine people of Joanna and Oswald, heals 7 generations behind us and 7 generations into the future of our family lineage. So many times, like I know a sister family, she's beautiful, lives a block away, have no clue what it's like to relate to a man because she just comes from a lineage that has no men in the family. And how many wounded souls in our community that take up the staff of dysfunctional fake masculine energy and scream, oh, we got to make change, we got to make change, and we are outside of our nature because of being heartbroken. So although I've enjoyed ayahuasca, yahe, for the purpose of detoxing my heart and soul, I enjoyed the bufo, which activates the crown chakra. So when Brother Rich laughed and laughed as a laughing Buddha, at that time in his life, he was clean enough to experience the sea of bliss. And there's nothing more contagious than comedy and laughter. I really
Mhm.
believe the divine is in a state. We have our planets, our
Mhm.
stars, our galaxies floating in an electrical orgasmic ocean of light. And I'm not just talking about that 0.003 light band that we are able to perceive. I'm talking about dark matter light lives in our hearts. And we need certain ingredients and certain chants to heal our broken hearts. Because one thing about being in the conscious community and being in America, the broken people have a hard time learning how to forgive. Forgiveness doesn't empower the person you think of that wronged you. Forgiveness brings your power, your magic back to your heart and soul. So, from the psychedelics, Brother Rich, I've learned to say, yes, I am forgiving all souls from my past life. And I ask all souls from my past life to please forgive me. Yes, I am forgiving all living souls in this life. And yes, I am asking all living souls to please forgive me, because we are divinity with amnesia, like waves that forgot they're the ocean. So I just want to share, those of you who want to get in touch with the Wachuma experience, I'll drop the information if it's okay, Brother Rich, because heart, when we have too much energy in our head, whether it's men or women, if we're not balanced by love of our hearts, that's an imbalance. And that's what causes the frying of the follicles. Our follicles become fried from excessive thinking that becomes stinking. Our follicles become fried by excessive thinking that becomes stinking. And we have to come back into the ocean of bliss that's in our hearts, and our hearts then become super magnetic. And what I've noticed in the fool card of my own life, the Wachuma, the San Pedro, really like comes into internally, and it lets the voice of my heart hear the heart hollering out there. That's the sirens. I know you don't miss that, Brother Rich.
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
You don't. The heart chakra has the greatest psychic abilities beyond the third eye, family. We've been miseducated to think that the third eye opening is superior, from learning and miseducation from books that is not from our culture, because ancient Kemet, ancient Egypt, they didn't glorify the pineal gland as much as they glorified the heart. And that's what was weighed against the scales of the feather, not the pineal gland, because the pineal gland is the periscope for the heart. The pineal gland is supposed to be the binoculars of the heart. It's not supposed to be thought of as the seat of the soul. It is a heart chakra. That's why in Sufism, they have the heart with wings, with the moon and star in the center. That's the mystical part of Islam. When they say it's a choice, a struggle between the mind and the heart, to follow the heart. So if my brothers and sisters who are wanting to experience this, reach out to a sister named Joanna, and her number is 201-981-8585. 201-981-8585. And tell them Uncle Hanky referred you, okay? Because it activates melanin. Now, getting back to us, my sisters and my brothers, we have been in a degenerated state because, as quiet as it's kept, we're living in the Stone Age, Brother Rich. We're living in the Stone Age, and we have Stone Age religions, Stone Age cars with rubber wheels using oil, coal, and gas when the atmosphere is full of electricity. We have Stone Age educations. We have Stone Age financial systems. We have Stone Age concepts, the way we relate to nature and the way we relate to ourselves. And the only reason that there are ships circling the surface of the Stone Age civilization that we're living in, and the ancient Indian Hindu texts say we are in the Kali Yuga, the cycle of darkness. But we think we're the greatest thing since sliced bread because we're using mutated crystal technology, and we think we're the greatest that ever happened. But we dead in 60 to 80 years. What happened to
Mm.
the time when we lived for hundreds of years, like Adam, like Noah, and the other people in the Old Testament? What happened to humans, and what kind of God is in the Bible that said, let us genetically create humans after our likeness, made he, them, and then you have in the scriptures a God that's called jealous, and he did DNA mutation by saying, I'm going to make humanity only live for a little bit of time. The Sea of Love doesn't care about that. Our Bible got hijacked. We got hijacked here on this planet. It's spoken of in the Sumerian texts. They talk about in Bureau, but humans, we've been genetically um, downgraded. So we use sound as the medium of communication instead of telepathy. We've been downgraded by the social media and the construct of education. We're in the Stone Age, and the moon is the observation tower so that the surface savages on the Earth's rooftop do not play with nuclear matches. That's the only reason they're concerned about us, because we are literally on the lowest rung, or one of the lowest rungs of creation in this part of the universe. Raindrops. You ever seen flat raindrops? We actually have, people believing that raindrops are flat and the earth is too, because they are looking at the world from underneath a blade of grass and their little measuring stick like this here saying, well, this piece of ground under the blade of grass is flat when everything else in the nature is round, including our blood vessels. We're in the Stone Age. Now, how do we get out the Stone Age of existence, Brother Rich and family? That's where entheogens come in. That's where studying, know thyself, study to show thyself approved, because we're in the season of the harvest. What have you studied to the secrets of life? And so, Brother Rich, I tell you, you're a psychic brother, man. I don't know what kind of drinks you be drinking on the side. I ain't gonna say anything else other than that. But every time I have a major breakthrough, fam, I have Brother Rich rise up and say, "Yo, Hank, let's do something," and I'll be like, "He did it again, again." So I'm going to share with you, family, as much as I can. The biggest thing we have to consider. Some of you think money is the most precious thing in your life, right? Ask yourself, family, what is the most precious commodity in your life? The most precious commodity is youth. According to Edgar Casey, Brother Rich and family, Atlanteans, which was a black and brown race, stayed in their 20s for thousands of years through the use of activated crystals. I say it again, Atlanteans, and a book called Hermeneutic Interpretation of the Social Status of the Adamic Race, written in France in 1760, translated into English in 1910, said the black race didn't call themselves Africans, Negroes. They called themselves At meant master, Lant meant universe. And they called themselves masters of the universe, not the earth, because the further they dig, the blacker it gets in ancient civilizations beyond Atlantis, beyond the land of Mu or Lemuria, because we're living, family, on a hollow rooftop of the planet, and we originally was living in the earth's interior, and the average lifespan is 1500 years. So here on the surface, on the rooftop, we only live for a short time. And do you know why? Because there were ancient nuclear wars between Atlantis, that's our ancestors, and Lemuria. Atlantis and India, and we nuked them. And then we cranked up the crystals so high that the foundation of Atlantis sunk beneath the waves. Okay?
Mm.
The foundation of Atlantis sunk beneath the waves because we cranked up the crystal technology and melted the foundation of Atlantis. So now they're finding remnants of Atlantis even between Cuba and the Florida Keys, where they have sphinxes with faces, African faces, black faces, pyramids, streets a mile underwater. All right? A mile underwater. So look it up. The underwater pyramid cities that's between Cuba and the Florida Keys. Here, I'm going to share with you now, family, how the research, what I've shared, so that you can try this in activating a crystal. I've used magnets, Brother Rich. I've used copper coils. I've used lasers. Remember when I said tasers and lasers? That's a move in the
Mm-hmm.
right direction, family. Because I got a laser gun right here from my brother Kukau, and I'll pop it right in the back. Let me see. You see that? You see that? Y'all see that laser? I got lasers here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But the color so far, family, that seems to activate crystals for the purpose of cell regeneration is a red laser that doesn't have to have much strength. But the biggest thing I want to share with you is, you heard of noble gases? Remember I was talking about noble gases, family? Noble gas is helium, xenon, argon, neon, and there's one that we don't want to use because it's kind of radioactive. But it's argon, neon, xenon, krypton, and helium, ones that we can work with. So what I did, I modified, family, because I haven't been socializing. I've been in the lab. I emptied out my
Mm-hmm.
place. This is a violet ray, Tesla violet ray wand stick. It's filled with neon gas or argon gas. And what I did, I modified it from meditation to this. All right. And I'm going to share with you what you can do to activate your crystals, family, because a crystal, your crystal can literally arrest aging and regenerate your body. All right. Because, and I learned this from Lester Lovin, the first thing, one of the main things is that the earth is covered with quartz, and the quartz eventually mixes with the dirt, and then the plants come from the dirt and the quartz. So if we activate the crystals, we can not only regenerate our cells with the needed voltage and the radiation, but we can also increase physical strength. So what you do is you get
Hank, before you get into that, Hank, I definitely before you get into that, I don't want you to forget the question that I asked in terms of
oh what
how much how and this is an important questions for those who become conscious, because a lot of times we see, we're talking about the Joker and this idea of not taking life too serious. Sometimes you can see people become so serious that they're not even enjoying the information they're indulging in. They're just taking it.
Mm,
They're so stiff with it. And then you see
yeah.
some people have a good time, and maybe an example of that might be a brother like yourself, when you are literally like a kid in a candy store with your devices that you create with your crystals. You're literally like a kid in a candy store, and
Mhm.
you're a grown man, but you act like, and not in a bad way, but in a good way, you act like you have the curiosity and the wonder of a 19-year-old. So in
Mm.
terms of this consciousness, how serious versus how playful should one be with this information that we are all engaging in?
Okay, thanks for that. Let's get
Yeah, yeah,
more technical.
yeah.
Seriousness is a beta brainwave state.
Seriousness, yeah.
Seriousness. When
Yes.
somebody, you got a sneer on their face and they're looking like this, they're in a limited brainwave activity called beta. Beta is between 14 to 28 cycles per second. This is the state that you basically use for um, doing physical, in this reality, functions. But beta is not a place that we originally came from. As a child, from the age of conception to the age of 7, we are in delta. So let me give it to you to answer your question, Brother Rich. In the beginning, now we're that seriousness is a state of being 14 to 28 cycles per second. This is the state of jealousy, envy, ego. It is literally a delusional trance state. Functional if you allow your heart to use the beta brainwave state like a tool. But then you got to put the tool down. All right. The next state underneath beta, where dreams to manifest, is called alpha. That's 7 to 14 cycles per second. That's where before you go to sleep, you relax, or if you're doing qigong, or if you're an athlete and you're performing so effortlessly because you repetitively practice, or like Mike Tyson when he was fighting in that alpha state. So he was smiling and rocking. He wasn't in that serious state, because that seriousness is a cage. It's there's bars, mental bars. When you go into the alpha state, you become closer to the heart of liberation of awareness. And underneath the alpha state of 7 to 14 cycles is a state called theta. Theta is, I think it's 4 to 7 cycles per second of brainwave. And the brainwave is called encephalograph. And they've measured this. Children are in a continual trance state of delta. That's 0 brainwave activity to 4 cycles per second. So when you do deep breathing exercises, when you are feeling joy like you did that night with the Bufo, what it did was it unlocked the bliss that was already inside you, Brother Rich. It unlocked it because it put the beta brainwave to the side, the seriousness to the side. So the Fool card or the Joker card, that means that you are free to be whoever you want to be. You're not restricted in the confines of self-consciousness and egotism. You are now free to act from the heart. Like children, they cry when they feel pain and they laugh with joy when they're feeling happy. Same thing with pets, kitty cats, and some elders who are blessed enough to have a good life. So it's, again, states of awareness. The magic begins in the alpha zone. And then when through deep breathing and the introduction of entheogens to get out of the monkey mind jail, free your mind and your life will follow. So we have to breathe into, delta states, into theta states, into alpha states of awareness, because all this riches, as Luke 17:21 said, kingdom of heaven is within you. Psalms 82 verse 6 says, ye are God's children of the one most high. But you won't find it by shallow breathing, being filled with fear. But we have to become the fool, and inside of each of us is the baby, and that baby is the fool. But that's the magician, that's the joker who walks on water. That's the joker that walks on fire. That's the joker that levitates through the air. That's the joker that teleports. That's the joker that regenerates his body. That's the joker.
There you go. Now I got it out you. There you go. It came out of here.
You're pulling it out of me. Okay? That's the joker. The joker is the one that can talk to plants and listen to the messages of the trees. Joker is the one like Dr. George Washington Carver, God bless him, Dr. Sabi, Master Kalindi Ayi. They became jokers through the taking of shrooms. Dr. George Washington Carver became a fool in the garden to hear the recipes from the plants. Dr. Sabi went into shrooms so he could get recipes for the healing of cancer and all the diseases. Kalindi Aye would take the shrooms and become a fool, a joker, where the mind just tatters in the wind as your spirit flies beyond imagination. So yes, for a little while you can be rigid because you're just learning how to walk. But don't make rigidity your bitch. You notice, like, people, whether they meditate or pray, when they do it rigidly, like a ritual, rit you all versus power plant. Go from ritual to devotion. Devotion is Motown, Philly sound, love songs. And you know what I've been hearing, Brother Rich? The younger generation are giving up that trap music for the old school songs. Old school songs now is making a comeback with the young folks because it has rhythm, melody, harmony, and those higher frequencies. We can be a fool in love with you. How many love songs is talking about? Just
why do fools fall in love?
There you go. Yeah,
It's
it's all, the fool is the heart, but that's the magician too. That's where all the magic is. So we can use, like, we can access, go and become, humble yourself, submit to the fool in you. Not talking about foolish things, but that free spirit that's within each of us, so that you intuitively know what to say, what to feel, when to walk down the street or turn around and just ride. Like, I always like riding my bicycle. So I'm a fool when I ride my bike because I'm playful.
I see you.
And,
I know.
yeah,
I see
man.
you. Yeah. Bro, you like a kid. You like a kid. You like a big kid, bro.
Yeah, man.
You, in a good way. Yeah.
Yeah. But the kid, and even the founder of Disney World, Walt Disney, said the magic is the child within. The magic is the child within. So that's where all the cartoons, like my blood brother Lenny, he's an ancestor now. When he was in his diaper, he used to love cartoons. And then when he grew up, he identified people according to the cartoon characters that he watched on TV. And if you get into that comedy, foolish state, you'll notice that people around you are literally cartoon characters. You'll notice the Betty Boos. You'll notice the Tasmanian Devils. You'll notice the Popeyes. You'll notice the olive oils. You'll notice the Elmer Fuds, the Poindexters. And while I was transversing education, I said to myself, well, if I was a tune, speaking of the fool, I would be a cross between Elmer Fudd and Poindexter. So yeah, that's my fool. That's my fool card. That's my joker card. Poindexter and Elmer Fudd.
Let me ask you this, Hank.
Go ahead.
And I love this conversation. You mentioned age earlier, as far as us living to a certain age. Taking that fool energy and using that fool energy. Don't you think embracing that fool energy, you don't really care about living long? You care about, like, let's say if I wanted to be the #1 singer in the world, I don't even care what else is happening around the world. All I'm just so in love with the music. That's all I'm doing. I may not have the best vegan diet. I may not eat tomatoes and drink sea moss and all that shit. I may get high, but all of this is attributing to I'm so in love with the music. That's all I care about. So it's like sometimes the fools make an early exit and the serious people stick around a little longer, and we end up giving the serious people props because they lived to 80. The fool checked out at 40, but he lived a hell of a life, he or she. So you get what I'm saying? It's an interesting way, man.
I'll touch on that. The
Yeah.
fool didn't die. The fools made ascensions.
Woo.
They ascended
So you
because comedy and happiness and joy is high frequency. So they ascended and peeled out of their bodies like an old tattered t-shirt.
mm, mm,
And their body couldn't contain them because family, we're more than our bodies. We're more than our bodies. We are all ever was. I am Olodumare. I am Wakantanka. I am Allah. I am Jehovah. I am Buddha. I am Krishna. I am. Make a song with it, y'all. Take that and make a song with it. That you all
mm,
that and more.
mm,
I
mm,
am Quetzalcoatl. I am Heteru. I am Imhotep. Yes, I am Nat Turner. Yes, I am Elmer Fudd. Yes, I am Poindexter. Yes, I am Tasmanian Devil. You know, because we're all that. We're all
mm,
that.
mm,
But we're in a dream that we think is real, but it's
mm,
not. And that's why I just thought of King Simon. Special shout out to my brother, my Aquarian brother, where he said, "Yo, man, I tried that with saying I am invisible to all law enforcement while you're punching the pedal to the metal, riding interstate through the traffic because they have a quota saying I am going to give out certain number of tickets. But you want to
mm,
be in. I am also in harmony with all other drivers, and yes, I am earthly wealth and abundance.
mm,
Yes, I am." Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Divinely protected every day in every way. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I was watching today, Brother Rich and family. I was on my bicycle watching a hawk flying through the sky because it wasn't a cloud in the sky, and a hawk, he got strong wings. He got like muscle bound wings compared to pigeons. And he was just floating, like he didn't have a care in the world on the invisible streams of air. And I just wanted to follow the hawk, man. And he was moving. He had his groove going, Brother Rich.
mm.
What you getting ready to say, brother? You look like you're ready to
Um,
line up the work.
eh,
Oh,
eh,
man. So let me get back to that. um, Getting back to it. Oh, also, yo, you got to have a crystal. What helps? Okay, I'm getting excited. So let me calm down. I got to be cool. I got to drop it to you a little bit at a time. All
mhm,
right. So I got on a bunch of acacia beads. Special acknowledgement to Sheikh Amadou Bamba. I want to acknowledge also Brother Panic because acacia, the tree of life, I think that's the tree from the heavens of bliss. It's well, if you want to call the fool card, I'll go so far to say yes. The fool card or the joker's card, the tree is the acacia tree. And that's the tree of life, the burning bush of Moses, the ark of the covenant, Noah's ark. And if you activate acacia, you can have all kinds of personal magic, joy, bliss, and protection from radiation of low frequency energy of humans or low frequency energy of the radiation that we call aging. It's a radioactive leftover from ancient nuclear wars. So when you laugh, coming back to the fool and the joker card, when you laugh, you raise your frequency and your body ripples joy and laughter and comedy where people have laughed away their cancer.
sickness. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
they actually laugh away. Like I used to listen to my mom and dad before they went to bed at night. They would laugh at the Honeymooners, Jackie Gleason, and I would hear them in the other room, and I would fall asleep with them laughing.
Mhm,
And we used to have comedy at dinner. We used to practice and hone our skills for comedy, cracking jokes at dinner time while we eating all the different Southern style foods. So comedy, family, bliss, like the greatest orgasm is laughter. And I
mm,
remember as a child, I used to laugh sometime for hours. Just laugh. And I said, you reach a point of laughter that you realize it's a dream.
mm,
This life is a dream. Because what happens when you laugh, you raise your frequency, you raise your elevation, and you can laugh and float. If you ever notice, People, when they're laughing, they do the best in the arts, in the athletics, in performances, because they're full of bliss. And we all remember we came from bliss. We came from comedy, because comedy is the true God, and comedians are fools. And you ever hear folks say, "Here's a fool"? Richard Pryor's a fool,
Mm-hmm.
and or a joker, because they are free to express from their hearts,
Mm-hmm.
free to be in the moment. When you're in the moment and you're not throwing thoughts into the future or the past, the future or the past is pain. It might be pleasure, but in the moment when you breathe into it, you magnetize your life, you magnetize your world. So acacia wood, you can magnetize and get acacia wood from Amazon. You can get acacia bowls. Look at this. You can get a bowl like this. This is acacia wood. All right. I got other bowls around, and then you can talk to it. There's a certain word for this piece of wood to get activated. And I'm going to share that because this is coming straight from Senegal. All right. I'm looking for a weight. Okay. Hold on. I got a weight right here. All right. Here, look. All right, family. Look. Let me see if I can point this down. I want y'all to see this. Okay. This is one finger lift. This is a weight that weighs 10 pounds. All right. 10 pounds. I'm going to put this right here, my acacia wood, and I'm just going to lift with one finger, just a couple of inches, just measuring effort. Okay, now I take a hold of the acacia wood. I just hold it in my hand. All right, doing the same lift. Now, the magical word, according to Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba, to activate acacia wood is Jalaban. Jalaban. So I'm going to say it. Jalaban, Jalaban, Jalaban. Awaken, connect to me. Oops. Jalaban, Jalaban, Jalaban. Connect with me. All right. It felt good to bang it. Now I'm going to say, okay, Jalaban, thank you. Now go back to sleep. Go back to sleep, Jalaban. Go back to sleep. And now it returns to the original weight. So when you want to have magic in your life, family, you can get yourself an acacia bowl and chant sincerely, Jalaban, Jalaban, Jalaban. Free all my cells to be happy and healthy. Thank you, Jalaban. Because happiness is a frequency. So you can use acacia wood to activate, elevate. And then you can also, if you know somebody who's sick, you can say the name of that plant spirit, Jalaban, Jalaban, Jalaban. Please assist Esther for total healing starting now. Thank you, Jalaban, because all of existence has a spirit. There's spirit in the trees. There's spirit in certain power plants, which is a power plant. And acacia is a power plant, y'all. This wood is a power plant. So what else you want me to talk about, Rich? Because I got something else lined up about them crystals.
Let me ask you, why do you think we are always able to identify, when you talk about laughter, you think about smiley faces. A lot of us are able to identify faces wherever we look at something. We can look at the rug, we can look at the moon, we can look at the wall. We're always able to pinpoint a face on something. We'd be like, oh, that's a smiley face. Oh, that's a face. Why do you think that is?
Everything in our existence is a reflection. The same, you look at the moon, you see a smiling face, because when you smile at existence smiles back. So if you're frowning at existence, I was like, oh, that moon don't look like it's smiling, looks like it's angry. You're projecting, you're not seeing. Yeah. And a lot of times when our hearts have been broken, we don't see existence. We project upon existence. We don't see our brothers and sisters. We project our pain. And that pain lowers frequency. And that's why part of it is why we age so quick. Women only young for 20 years. Y'all only got a 20-year ride. Women only got 20 years, brother. before gravity starts breaking them down, unless they change up that diet. But in this era, you only have 20 years of fertility, with a rare exception. Before gravity pulls your butt down, your chest down, you only got 20 years. But I noticed when individual souls are happy and forgiving, they transcend time. Now you have beautiful people who are total vegan and they look very good in their 70s, but the emotion rules and shapes and forms cells. So there's an exercise called inner smile that was taught by Montauk Chia. But before I tapped into that, I read this mystical book that said a man was like 400 years old, somewhere out in the East. And the man asked him, "What is your secret of being young?" And he said, "I smile with joy into every organ of my body, every part of my body for 15 minutes, 3 times a day. I smile." He's a fool. He's a joker, smiling.
Yeah. You got to be a fool to do that. Got to be a fool to do that. Yeah.
15 minutes, 3 times a day. He literally regenerates, shape, and form his cells to remain eternally young and youthful. So when you smile with a crystal is a power plant, y'all. I'm going back to that crystal again. Pull me in, Brother Rich, if you need to.
It heightens it. Go ahead,
Pull me in, because I'm getting ready to go there.
Yeah.
This is a power plant, y'all. It's a prismatic. What's so special about a crystal versus a rock? Ooh, yeah. Now let's talk about that. The difference between a rock and a crystal. Okay, I got a rock right here. It's a good one. This is a rock. Rocks are disorganized on a molecular level. A crystal is organized like a molecular snowflake, organized. So if you say to a crystal, sending you lots of love, joy, bliss, that organized molecular structure amplifies your positive intentions over 600%. Thank you, Lester Lovin, for bringing that to my attention. So when you send joy and love into a crystal, it amplifies your joy, your bliss, 600%. So you can actually pass the crystal over your body so that every part of you regenerates. Your face, your hair, your eyes, your everything, your bones. Like I was starting to lift weights. I started lifting weights, Brother Rich, this past Friday, and I felt pain in my shoulder. And what I did was I said to my crystals, and I said to my acacia beads, Jalaban, Jalaban, Jalaban crystal, please send healing energy to my shoulder for the next 24 hours. Thank you. And I like to sing to them because nature sings. Nature likes to sing. Nature likes to sing. Plants like songs. So there's going to be songs. Speaking of songs, there's ayahuasca songs. There's wachuma songs. And there are a class coming up next week. If you want to learn the ayahuasca songs to fully benefit from the partaking of ayahuasca. And if you want to know the songs for San Pedro or Wachuma, there's an email address called angelic healing at proton, PROTON mail.com, so that you can learn the songs of the plants of ayahuasca, learn the songs of the plants of Wachuma. So each of us have a song. What is your personal song? Because when you was a child, as a baby, the first song of a child is la 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 la. Each of us have a song within us to tap back to the future of the ancient within you, within your heart. Your heart has a song. What's your song? I just want to share that. Yeah.
What's your favorite song to tap into, Hank? This is this helps people to tap in themselves. As far as like, let me say it like this, in terms of like visualization or meditating or just getting in a good mood. What's one of your favorite joints, Hank?
When I was a kid, Sam Cooke. When
Mm.
I was a kid, I used to love Sam Cooke. Sam Cooke. Darling, you send me. I know you. I used to love Sam Cooke songs.
Mm.
She was only 16. And I loved her so. And I would listen to how Sam Cooke had such acoustical mastery that it seemed like his voice would echo inside the recording studio or beyond. But she was too young to fall in love, and I was too young to
Mm.
know. And then I tapped into the African songs, like I have a distant cousin named Ifakunle. Man, he can sing some songs. Special shout out. He's the Babalao of Harlem. He can sing some songs, brother Rich.
Mm.
I can't hold a candle to all them songs he be singing. But then a song that I used to like also when doing ayahuasca was this Zuni Sunrise song. And it would go like this. Hold on. Ah hey da ho da hey ah hey ah ho ay ah hey dani ay ah ha we oh hey dona we. So I love coming up with the Temptations,
Mhm.
Stylistics, Teddy Pendergrass, Smokey Robinson, Baby Come Close. So those songs heal your body. Imagine, sisters, if you would sing a song like Baby Come Close to Your Breasts, I think you would defy gravity and keep them firm and upright. I know a
Mhm.
sister, and she might be
Mm.
listening, but I ain't gonna call her out by name. But she stays happy so often, Brother Rich. Our sisters, if they stay in that happy, full, um, zone, they defy age.
Mm.
They defy time.
Mm.
I know a sister. She's in her late 30s now, but she look like she just broke 20. But she don't be
Mm.
thinking till it's stinking.
Mhm.
And she always exercising, moving her body, dancing. And then special shout out to medicine woman Karain. Karain looked like she did years ago. Special shout out to Alquette. She went down to Mexico and became a medicine woman, but just her demeanor,
Mhm.
and my co-host is Miss Bliss. She always laughing. I ain't even gonna ask her how young she is. I'll just say she looked like ripe fruit, you know,
Mhm.
because she's
Mhm.
always laughing, but she's sharp as a razor, because comedy, you can't be no dimwit and be funny. It can happen occasionally, but
Mhm.
but also gentle femininity, is so nice to see when our women embrace their womb energy. So I just saw a beautiful sister today named Ashley. Oh man, she's almost like pure feminine pool around her. And it was beautiful. Pisces, when they embrace their femininity, they ain't nothing like them
Mhm.
in the world, man. Ain't nothing
Mm.
like them in the world. Special shout out to um, Nikki, Tantra Nikki. Also, got to acknowledge a Leo Tantra sister out of Atlanta named Adara. Special shout out to Sirius because orgasms and comedy are connected. I remember one time
Okay.
massaging a lady and she had this look on her face like, hmm. And then I was massaging her intuitively and I massaged underneath her armpits and her little prune face became a glow face. She laughed for an hour, Brother Rich and family. She laughed and laughed. So the other massage therapists were like, "What are you laughing about?" But it was so rich that the next time I saw her, she not only looked younger, but she still had that glow of laughter. That's heartgasms, unlocking underneath the armpits. I didn't know. I was just being a touch fool, joker, intuitively in the zone massaging. And when I massaged, she started giggling, and I just worked it until she became spasmodic laughter
Mm.
that healed and changed her whole life purpose, her life
Hank
destiny.
man, you love you some woman, boy. You always you be around the woman, man. You be loving them sisters,
Yeah,
man.
I'm
That's
into
that,
magnets, brother.
them sisters be having you high on life, huh? I
Yeah,
hear you, bro.
and sometimes, and oh, yo, brothers, listen to this, man. Tantra when you learn Tantra, right, you can build up your aura with orgone, especially acacia. You can build up your aura where they just want to soak in your energy. You don't have to make physicality. You don't have to make them touch. Like right now, my cat's sitting right next to me because homie just be feeling the vibe. And then I noticed that um like I make pieces, custom pieces, your family. If y'all in Brooklyn, I'm at Nicholas Bookstore, 1396 Fulton Street, most Sundays from 2 to 7. And I make custom pieces there and activates crystals for a donation. But nobody's turned away. But I got this little fat fuzzy right here. Come here, Tiger. Look at this guy. We happy all day, and he's big. Look at the size of this guy. This is a tabby, y'all. But I give him. He got on his acacia bees too. So wave at the audience, Tazar. You got a pet?
Tazar. No, not right now. Not right now.
Okay.
Not right
Yeah,
now.
they're comical,
might get
man.
one soon. Yeah.
You gonna get one soon?
You might get one soon. Might get one soon. So
I could
No, I do have a pet. I have a parakeet. I do. I didn't even think about that.
Man.
I do have a parakeet. Yeah. I
Yeah,
got
you
a
know,
parakeet.
pets it's good to have pets, man, because they help you. They help relieve you from that state of
Yeah.
being. Pets keep
Yeah.
it real with you. Like it ain't that deep. Where'd he go? Oh, he got insulted. He left the room. All right. Yeah, they can get an attitude because he was like, I wasn't planning on doing that. So getting to I wanted to share about starting how to activate a crystal. Can we do that, Brother Rich?
Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir.
All right. So get yourself a Tesla wand. Now, what's really amazing about this family, and I want to give an special acknowledgement to Nikolai Tesla. Thank you for all your guidance, because when you do psychedelics, family, you're going into the world of ascended masters like Nikolai Tesla. Now, did I tell this story before on your platform about Tesla?
I don't remember, but you might have. I don't remember. What
I'm
you
gonna
about to
tell you.
say?
Yo, I asked Tesla, like, okay, come on, brother. Like I asked him, I was on ayahuasca in the living room, and I said, Tesla, how do I make the bottles better? So he gave me the idea, and I looked at Tesla family, and I asked him, who are you really? And Brother Rich and family unzipped his European skin and peeled out, and he was this black, tall, bald-headed brother. And I said, who are you? He said, I am a Menhotep. And I was like, oh, so that's how y'all roll. So God bless Octavia Butler, because she spoke about in some of her books, or one of her books, how evolved spirits come in and out of bodies like coats or shirts or sweatpants, that we're more than bodies. And so I realized that after you evolve, plants don't see skin, plants see colors. And that's when I realized we've been bamboozled. Special acknowledgement to our brother Malcolm X. We've been bamboozled with this color game because plants see greater spectrums of color. So they see your aura, your heart, your soul. And I remember I was taking Bufo till it was taking me in past lives and showing me I was worse than Darth Vader. I mean, it's like,
Right.
so getting back to plants don't lie. Plants will give you a reading. If you start a conversation with plants, it'll make the movie Ghost seem pale in comparison. But getting back to activating, you get yourself a Tesla wand like this, okay? And place your crystal against the Tesla wand. And what's special about it, not only is it high voltage zap, because we spoke about zapping crystals, but it's noble gas that's inside. And then the very tip of it, to activate it more, you put a piece of double-sided tape. Yo, Brother Rich, this is only going to take a second because this is going to make folks younger. Put a piece of double-sided tape on the end. All right, just like this. And I'm going to take off the paper. All right, wrap the double-sided tape around the very tip, and then get yourself some gold leaf. And here's only get 24 karat gold, family. Get some gold leaf. Here it is. You see, this is gold leaf. And guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to put the tip around the gold leaf. I'm putting the tip around the gold leaf. Here we go. And then
Come
you
on, yo.
just,
This is a scientist for real, yo.
yeah.
Come on, Hank.
So then when you
Bring
put
it
the
on
tip,
home.
bring it, you put the gold around it. Gold is a conductor, but it seems like crystals like gold. And then when you activate the wand, you hold the gold tip against the crystal and imagine that the crystal is like a gas tank on each side of the crystal. And you imagine that it's filling up from empty to full. And you have to use your intuition, your playful, joker full place of alpha state of mind or theta or delta. And then you go to the next side, and then the
Mm.
next side, and then the next side, and the next side. And what you do then, you try lifting something while you're holding the crystal. You'll see that it feels much lighter and the crystal will be charged. I wanted to share that with you. And this is just the basics, okay? Because don't just do meditation, do
Mm.
meditation for recipes.
That's
Look at this,
powerful, Hank. Yeah.
all right? This is from meditation and asking mushrooms, ayahuasca, wachuma, ascended masters for recipes. Don't just do psychedelics to get high. Come back with recipes. Like this one brother I just said, Brother Rich to one brother, hey, let me show you the tip. I ain't gonna tell you what it's made of. I'm just show you what it looked like. But this looked like a starship, but it activates crystals. I said you can take mushrooms. If men, any of you who are artists in the audience, you can take like 5 grams of shrooms, but before you do, put your intentions and say, shrooms. I've been holding my seed for a month. Could you please give me a song that everyone will love? And you go into the meditation with sincerity and then eat the shrooms and keep a voice recorder right next to you. So when you get the download, you'll have the song. And then you can go back into the meditation and build a whole album. You got that, Brother Rich?
Yes, sir.
The shrooms
I'm
will
listening.
will carry you to the planet of hits. And that I'm gonna share that. That was Master Kalindi. He shared that. You can take shrooms and go to the planet that generates hits. And they'll be like, here's a hit. But you gotta, while you're in the shroom meditation or the ayahuasca meditation or in the wachuma meditation, you get the song and record it. Have that recorded next to you. So you say, oh, I'll remember that. And then when you come out, you forgot. No, have the recorder ready. Even if it's an old school one that you got to squeeze and sing the song. Because all of us have songs. All of us. And we all are connected by common threads and common chords and resonance that we all love to hear. Tones that open the heart. One of my favorite musicians, vocalists, is from Hawaii, is Kamako Vivo Ole. When I went to Hawaii, Brother Rich, the Hawaiians on the island of Molokai told me, get that song because I wanted some Hawaiian music, and they introduced me to Brother Is. He's an ancestor now, but he has a tone that he would sing from his heart. There's certain notes from his heart that everybody loves. And it's like he did a rendition, a modern rendition of Over the Rainbow, that Louis Satchmo did a long time ago. So you can activate crystals, family. But those of you who want to start on making acacia, mix up acacia wood, the wood powder from a website called beautifulacacia.com. Get yourself some acacia resin, which is known as gum of Arabic. And I always think of KT Arch Degree because he did so much information about gum of Arabic. I appreciate that, brother. And then get yourself the the 24 karat gold and mix it together and start experimenting, and then call upon the Jalaban to regenerate, assist in your body's regeneration. And you get yourself some molds and make some resin, and you make the basic acacia beads. And this is acacia wood and gold, just like the Ark of the Covenant. But as you get deeper and deeper into it, and as you develop a relationship with the crystals, with the acacia, you will have more added to the recipe. So you find out which of the ascended masters you want to guide you, in creating, because everyone is unique and they have unique gifts. And one of the biggest and best things you can do in meditation, Brother Rich, is ask the power plant of plants what you was born to do. What was I born to do? And you can save yourself years and tears. What was I born to do? So I just wanted to share that. Let me see what else. What
Yeah,
else
this
I
is
got
awesome.
here?
Show us something else, man. This is awesome, Hank.
Okay.
Before we get to some Q&A from the people, show us something
Yeah.
else, my brother. This is amazing.
Let me see. Oh, glad you said that. I put this on so I wouldn't forget. Now, I thank my angels. Listen, family, we're in dangerous times, and I want to give a special acknowledgement to Brother Yosef because he brought it to my attention, and I want to acknowledge also all of those who have. These are beads. These are not beads. These are living crystals, living stones from um, Thailand, Cambodia, and is known as Leklai, Leklai, Leklai. And these stones was originally, and what Leklai means snake of steel. So the Buddhist monks would go into the caves of Thailand. I think I'm right, Thailand caves, and chant sacred songs. And the Leklai would snake down from the ceiling. The stone would snake down from the ceiling and drop off into the bed sheet. And these are Leklai. Now, why should you have a Leklai on, my brothers and sisters? Because you're in dangerous times. And it's been found that Leklai, if you live in a sincere life, Leklai makes you bulletproof, knife proof, and fireproof. And those near you, the same. Bulletproof, knife proof, and fireproof. And you will find on YouTube uh, Lekalai beads of various types. And I like this one between the red and the gold. Special shout out to Lloyd Strayhorn. Yo, he did a nice show with you, Brother Rich. I enjoyed that.
Oh, glad you did, my brother.
Yeah. And he's wearing Leklai beads. And what the Leklai does, it protects you. The stones protect you so that you're not in an area of danger. They will guide you away from it. And they have different ones. And you can find a show that Brother Yusef did also about the Leklai. And I have one Leklai beads here. You see, this is another variation of Leklai. You can also find them on Amazon. And then you
That
have
looks
these
that looks
here.
powerful. I could feel that one. That's a
You feel
powerful
it?
one there.
Yo, if y'all can
Yeah,
feel it, put it in the chat, man. Put it in the chat.
yeah.
And I wear them. And what you have to do, family, you feed them on the full moon honey. They like honey. And I found out also they like to get zapped with the Tesla wand. So I have a necklace I put together, and you could do the same, and you charge it up. And these are different pieces of Leklai, Leklai. You find it on Amazon, eBay, Etsy, and they are for the purpose of protection. These are pet rocks. That's why we loved rocks when we were children, because we intuitively knew that they had gifts to share,
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
know. And that's why I say, if you don't have a pistol, you better have a crystal. But the rest of it is crystals mesmerize and pistols may terrorize. If you're not in the right hands of a well instructed individual. But frequencies, high frequency rules over low frequency. So when you're wearing crystals and when you're wearing orgone, it literally creates a resonance of regeneration in the power plant of the plants of Oregon, acacia, and the crystals. So the crystals say to the cells, like I got two major crystals on underneath my t-shirt. Let me show y'all. This is a Herkimer diamond that I have on that I zapped again
Mhm.
and again. All right. This is a Herkimer
Mhm.
diamond. And then I have on a double terminated Himalayan quartz.
Mhm.
These are the stones that I wear that I've actually used that same technique, family, of the Tesla wand to activate the crystal because crystals are like cell phone batteries. They have to be charged up. And our cells need charging up. And one of the primary things that charge up our cells is what Brother Rich was the name of the show. The Joker, the Fool, comedy,
Mhm.
comedy,
Yes, sir.
comedy, comedy, comedy regenerates the body. So we covered oh, and then make sure you drink also because we're going into the holidays, family. All right. Blood's going to get thick with all that macaroni cheese, collard greens, black eyed peas, candy yams, um, turkey, baked ham. You know how we get down. Hot buttered rolls, um, scrambled egg and cheese, onions, green peppers, tomatoes. Our blood gets too thick. You got to get into Kinkaliba tea. And this
Mhm.
helps with circulation, treatment and prevention of cancer, diabetes, high blood pressure. And the mystical name of Kinkaliba tea is Siha, Seh space Haw. Siha. And
Indeed.
I drink it all day.
Excellent, my brother. Excellent.
Okay, bro.
Hey, Hank, man, I want to get to some Q&A, a couple of questions
Let's
from
do
the
it.
people.
Let's do it.
You know, I definitely appreciate your demonstration as usual in the conversation. You definitely, I love when I do interviews and the person I'm doing an interview with raises my vibration during the
Mm,
interview, and I talking to you, I felt my vibration getting higher. So that's a beautiful thing when I do this for a living. Like this is what I do, this is what I love, and my job allows me to raise my vibration. It's like, you know, you couldn't ask for a better life than that. That's absolutely amazing. So I'm glad
that's
I
right.
talked to you tonight, brother. You know what, before we get to the Q&A, before we get to the Q&A, real quick, family, make sure y'all show support. You can hit up the Cash App Black Magic 363.
Yeah.
We're independent media, and you see
Yeah.
what they do in the Kyrie and there's a reason why we continue to become more and more independent, because you know there's
Yeah.
going to get to a point where you know we're not going to be on these platforms like that anymore. So
Mm-hmm.
you know, make sure you show support.
Yeah.
Got some big plans in the future. But I want to tell you this. I just got a telescope, and I
Oh.
look forward to doing some stargazing and looking at the stars and plotting the stars. Let me ask you, in
Mm-hmm.
terms of shooting stars, like you know how we see a shooting star once in a while, we may see a shooting star. If you on ayahuasca, or if you on any of these shrooms or DMT or all these other names, that bufu, is shooting stars something that you see a lot more? Like, is this a normal occurrence, but because of our frequency, we only see them once in a while?
Very possible. That's a good question, Brother Rich,
Mm,
because um, this country has reverse engineered levitation technology, and they have stealth technology where they make it invisible to the to the naked eye. But if you get an infrared scope, and if you want, you get yourself a fifth generation scope, Brother Rich, and you will see the ships leaving and coming back to the earth because there's a lot of traffic traveling between space and the hollow of the earth.
mm,
So yeah, you can see that if you do like Wachuma, and I
mm,
appreciate my brother Jedi Kyle. He brought it to my attention during the Wachuma. He actually saw the Guardians of Wachuma,
mm,
and because he was in a altered state, he was in a trance
mhm,
state, and he could see. And along with Miss Bliss, she could see it also. And there was somebody else, I forgot who it was, but they could see the Guardians of the plant medicine. So doing like you can microdose, brother Rich. You can
mhm,
microdose mushrooms that's under three grams, 2 to 3 grams, and then relax, and you may very well see through your telescope, the depending on the strength of your telescope, your intuition, your I am will tell you when to look at the moon, and you'll
mhm.
see the traffic on the moon ships
Mm.
flying across your lens, man. And you also see the planets. If you ever notice, if you have a good scope, how come Jupiter, Saturn, Venus, they all have glowing caps on the north and south pole?
Mm.
And the reason is that's the light coming from the hollow in the Earth's, I mean, the planet's interior sun. So when we're looking at planets and stars, we're looking at their rooftops.
Mm. Mm.
And you can see the light coming from the poles. Like they just had one in the news where they had a picture of Jupiter up close. And lo and behold, the North and the South Pole were glowing from the internal sun because the average thickness of our planet is only about, I think it's 400 miles thick, if I remember. And the point of gravity, zero gravity, is 200 miles into the Earth's interior.
Mm.
You know,
Wow.
and it's so much orgone energy. Oh, family, this is what I wanted to tell you. I'm glad you asked me that, Brother Rich.
Mm.
Orgone slows, arrests, or reverses aging. Orgone devices that you make, especially with acacia wood, slows, arrests, or reverses aging.
Excellent.
But getting back to the telescope, I used to have one. And what's real fascinating is looking at the moon because you have it set up, man, and then you can see
Mm-hmm.
the rotation. You can see the rotation of the planets.
Mm.
You know, if you have a comfortable chair, you can, and if you connect the camera, you can slowly see rotation of planets. You can't see the moon on the rotation, but you can see the planets
Mm.
in rotation, and that's real
Excellent.
cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, man, you
I'm
gonna have
I'm I'm
fun.
I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna let you know what I see when I start using it. I'll probably put it up tomorrow, but I'll
Yeah,
call. You know, I'm gonna be calling you, asking you questions.
yeah,
Like, yo, man, Hank, I just see this, man.
yeah. And those of you who want to see the invisible ships, you get something like a fourth generation in night scope, or a fifth generation night scope. Might cost you some money, but if you have expendable income, you get
Mm,
yourself a fourth or fifth generation night scope, and then you go out and look at the heavens, and you'd be surprised at all the traffic that stays invisible to the naked
mm,
eye.
mm. Night
So,
scope.
yeah.
All right, let's get to a few questions before my brother gets out of here, man. What a show! What a show! What a show! Uh, Let me see this. Somebody's asking, who did the mushrooms say they were, and what they came here for?
What kind of question is that?
Mhm,
Who did the mushrooms say they were? The mushrooms have a mycelium network that is throughout existence, throughout dimensions. The mushrooms are part of a mycelium network, spore network that goes throughout existence. And the best thing for you to do, don't purchase them. Grow your own. Grow your own so you develop a
mm,
relationship like plants so that you can sensitize. And I'm still learning more sensitivity to try to hear when my plants want water. Like some people are better at it than others. They call them green thumbs.
mhm,
But grow your own shrooms. Uh, free ZD4Z. Grow your own. You'll appreciate it more. You have a relationship with them.
mhm. All right. Let me see. Who should we practice the stuff Chris Angel does? Who's that? Do you know who that
Who's
is?
that? Who's Chris Angel?
We don't know who Chris Angel is, family. Let's see. Weird question. So off topic. Do you think human souls can be reincarnated into animals?
This question has come up, but you got to do your research and realize, like, you can get a book called Aquarian Gospel, and that was one of the questions they asked Ascended Master Isa, or what contemporaries call Jesus. And why don't you do some shrooms and find out? Because that question is, you've always been a god, so why do you going to think yourself as a dog?
Mhm,
You know, and why do all these rap artists call themselves little so and so, dog so and so, and then the music companies promote them as long as they look like they're harmless. Like, um, look at the name 50 Cents. I mean, the guy got rich off it, but that's cool. But little so and so and little so and so and little so and so. What happened to the gods?
Mm.
You know, how come movies always show black men and women fighting? How come they always show slavery? It's all programming. How come they never show the gods of Egypt being carbon black, ruling the universe, having
Mhm.
reptilians as their slave servants? How come?
Mm.
What are they so afraid of? How come they don't show
Mhm.
Chaka Zulu on a magic carpet? How come?
Mhm.
How come they're
Mm.
so uptight with a black mermaid?
Mm. Mm.
If it color doesn't matter, then why did they get so excited when not Credo Mutwa, special shout out to Credo. He might be in the audience listening. Credo Mutwa, South African Zulu shaman. Simeon Toko, the latest Christ born in the Congo. Why did they get so uptight that you had this black man that could stop a plane in the middle of the air in 1960, Brother Rich? Cut the
Mm.
engines off. They wanted to throw him out the plane, and he said, "Stop." The engine stopped, the plane stopped, the wind stopped, and it was suspended in the air. If color doesn't matter, because we're living in Kali Yuga age of the stone age of existence. Remember, you're in the stone age. We're supposed to, according to the movies, Back to the Future, we're supposed to be levitating by now. Who
Mm.
hijacked the timeline? Who hijacked
Mm.
the timeline? How come we're still on rubber tires? How come we're still using gasoline engines? As Dick Gregory said years ago, question everything. How come we're not flying, levitation, free energy? How come? How come they
Mm.
hijacked Nikolai Tesla trying to bring back the pyramids as power plants for free electricity? How come? Who hijacked our timeline on our planet?
Mm. Who hijacked? That's deep, ain't? Who hijacked the timeline? Let's get to this next question. Since you brought up the planets, can you speak on planets being water?
You must be high. That's a question like you gotta
Mhm.
be high. I want you to take
Mm.
some shrooms and then get back to us. Water's everywhere. Water's in everywhere. You are water. We're water. We're water vessels. Living spirit in water vessels. Look at what is water made of? Hydrogen, oxygen. How do you activate water? Here's a better question. On top of that, thank you for asking that. Thank you for asking that. To activate water for regeneration, bring a stainless steel pot of water with a glass top. Let's say a 3-gallon, brand new stainless steel pot of
Mhm.
water to a boil. Then drop it into a sink full of cold water for 30 seconds. Then
Mhm.
put it back on the stove and bring it to a boil and drop it back in the sink of cold water for 30 seconds. Do that at least 9 times, and you will supercharge and activate the electricity in water and the hydrogen in water that you can grow corn stalks 20 feet tall and ears of corn 2 feet long. And you can have callaloo, like my brother Trevor, who's now in Jamaica, callaloo that was up to his neck.
Mm.
Because heating and cooling water, you wake up the mystical, healing, supernatural qualities of water. And if you go on eBay and look up John Ellis water, it costs like $60 a gallon, but you can make it in your sink in your kitchen on a lazy Saturday.
Hank, that's funny you say that. That's what a lot of us do, and I do that when I take the shower. You go from hot to cold. Then some people go back to hot, then they go back to cold. So could you imagine what it's doing to your body if it could do that
Yeah,
to corn?
that's regeneration,
Imagine-
bro.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
doing regeneration.
yeah.
You're in the sauna, then you go into the cold pool, then you go back in the sauna, then you go into the cold pool. Yo, that's regeneration. Heat and
Yeah.
cool, heat and cool, heat and cool.
See,
So
we
thank you
learning
for that
something
question
today,
because you
fam.
made me think of that water, and you could do that
Yeah.
9 times. You can do it with distilled water if you want, but if you use regular tap water or spring water, which is tap water too, you'll start to see coagulation of the poisons and the toxins in the water. They'll collect on the bottom of the pot, and it'll look like clumps, but the
Mm,
water's still good.
indeed. Let's get to some more questions, y'all.
Yeah, come
All
on with it,
right.
y'all.
Um, let me see.
Oh, and that supercharged water, heating and cooling, 1 ounce will charge up another gallon.
They want to know, does a black obsidian crystal under your pillow protect in the astral realm?
You have to charge it. You have to put your intentions in it because the obsidian crystal is alive. So you got to greet it from your heart. The
Mm.
chambers of the heart is the fool and the joker. So why don't you do some comedy with the obsidian? Develop a relationship instead of just using it. You don't want to be
Whew.
in that paradigm of using. I want to
Using.
use you.
Mm,
Develop a relationship with black obsidian.
mm,
Ask
mm,
it.
mm.
Say, what's your name? What's your name? Do you like sunlight? Do you like moonlight? I just Sister Corinne came back saying that, there's indigenous people out west that do sun dancing. The women do moon dancing. They
Mm,
dance under the moonlight. So ask
mm,
the obsidian, does it like moonlight or sunlight? Does it like heat or coolness? Develop a
mm,
relationship with nature because if we ask questions like that to think of everything separate, that's the cracker in our mind. That's the thorn in our mind when we think we're separate. Oh, you
mm,
over there and I'm over here. That's the colonized monkey mind.
mm.
And I want to thank the people who've been very patient on me filling their orders because it just keep getting better. I really won't be satisfied until you can float instead of take a boat,
Whew.
regenerate and levitate. So that's what my aspirations are, Brother
Those some
Rich.
wonderful aspirations to have, my brother. Truly wonderful. I'm not satisfied till you float. Wow, that's deep, Hank.
Yeah. And we can. Like that song by Jill Scott. Do you remember me? Do you remember?
Mm-hmm.
We used to do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's all
Mm-hmm.
us.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Brother
the
Hank,
memory.
man. Let's get to the next question, Hank.
Yeah.
What do we need to be doing as melanated people moving into 2023?
Make me think of my ancestor, Rolling Black Cloud, Hampton Rockard, say, stay black and keep your soul.
Mm.
Stay black and keep your soul going into 2023. Keep your soul.
Yes.
Keep your soul.
Keep your soul.
What's the next question? That was a good one. Avery Cox. Thank you. Stay black and keep your soul.
That
And
was
be
great.
and women remember, get out of the crystal, get out of the mental tomb and get back into your crystal womb.
That was a dope answer. Stay black and keep your soul. We're seeing people on TV right now selling their soul for a couple of dollars.
And the Africans, there's some of them trying to bleach themselves with porcelana cream.
Mm.
Is that what it's
Uh,
called? Porcelana? Porcelana
uh,
cream?
okay.
Bleaching,
Cool.
trying to knock off the super powered melanin. How much is melanin on Wall Street right now? I forgot how much is a gram. A gram of melanin is like thousands of dollars.
Mm-mm-mm.
And yeah, and sisters, when times getting tough, you're going to want yourself to be protected. So you're going to have to develop a relationship because things about to get challenging.
Speaking of sisters, Queen Arset 67 wants to know, can you dance naked in front of the mirror, in front of a mirror?
Not right now. Not right now. I ain't gonna do that right now. Don't tempt me. And don't tempt me. I've been I'm going to the gym now, y'all. Don't be tempting me. But you can do that. You go ahead and do that, sister. And peel out of my shirt and stuff. It ain't summertime, but yeah, I'm going to the gym, y'all. Go ahead, sister. Videotape it and share it with Brother Rich. We'll wait for you. We'll keep the lights on for you.
That must be very therapeutic in a world
Yeah,
where people are ashamed of themselves to dance in
yeah,
front of a mirror, man, naked.
yeah. And what's really beautiful is when sisters young and not so young um, free themselves from the restrictions of a bra because bras have been found to arrest the flow of lymphatic fluid
Mm.
and promote breast cancer. So if you're going to have a bra on which is like having a jock strap on your chest.
Mm-hmm.
Massage your breasts with olive oil or oils while you play love songs before you go
Mm-hmm.
to sleep.
Another mirror question. They want to know: do mirrors hold energy or spirits?
Um, a mirror is whatever when you bring it. A crystal is like a mirror. Crystal's like a mirror.
Mm-hmm.
Look at it. A crystal
Yeah.
is a mirror.
Mm-hmm.
So what you see, or what are you projecting? What do you see, or what are you projecting? All right. Spirits are everywhere. I got my family ashes up underneath a pyramid. I know my mom is here, my dad is here, my brother's here, my cousin's here, and a whole lot of other folks are here because I welcome, we
I,
family. Love
I,
never dies, family.
I,
Love
I,
never
I,
dies.
I could imagine, Hank, a mirror having similar effects as a DMT or let's say Bufu in a sense that it
Mm,
reveals what's in your subconscious mind.
yeah.
Some people may stare in the mirror at night and get scared to death because they done did so much shit in their life that they can't look in that mirror. It'll be too painful.
Yeah. You know what? You hit the nail on the head, brother Rich. If you can't sleep in the absolute dark, you got some healing to do. If you know people who got to keep a TV on or a lamp on in the middle of the night, it's because of trauma,
Hmm.
childhood trauma. And I'm speaking from not no book. I'm speaking of experiencing that. I used to know a sister. She died from cancer very young. She would keep the TV going all night long and she worked the night shift. So she never allowed her body to generate the most powerful anti cancer molecule in the body known as melatonin. So you keep that light on all night, your body is on the express train to disease, cancer, and premature departure because darkness is when your body regenerates. And the best sleep is, I found, is between 11 p.m. and 1 a.m.
Indeed. All right.
Mhm.
Uh, Let me see what they are talking about, Hank. Give me a second, my brother.
Yeah, what's it looking like in the chat? What they saying? What they talking about?
They just conversating on right now. They conversating on mirrors, and stuff like that. Some
Crystal's
people.
prismatic. You know, study PB Randolph on if you really want to work with mirror magic. Study PB Randolph. He was a mystic who taught Madame Blavatsky and all of them.
Mhm.
PB Randolph, that was a brother back in the day, a long time ago.
Next question: does the creator know where the creator came from?
Take some shrooms and you come back and tell us.
Mm.
I am that I am.
Uh,
I like that one.
somebody said I heard mirrors are lower entities that mimics us.
Mirrors can just be a reflection of what's in you that you haven't acknowledged.
Yeah, people scared of they in the chat. They scared as a motherfucker. These mirrors. They like hell no. Cover that motherfucker.
You better be scared
What?
of your. You better be scared of
Hey
your
man,
cell phone
you know what
camera.
I'm saying? This is the cell phone.
You be afraid of your TV that has a camera. Be afraid of your laptop with a camera when you don't close it. Spookiness. There's only two forces in the universe. When you're feeling fear, family. Whenever you're feeling spooky or afraid, sing because you can't be afraid and sing at the same time. Sing when you're feeling fear. That's
Uh,
that monkey mind, beta brainwave. And the more you feel afraid, the more you squeeze your kidneys and drain your life force when you don't control your fear. Fear should just be like a little warning light. Bing, bing, bing. Close the door behind you. Lock your house door. You shouldn't be paranoid because that drains your kidneys.
yeah.
Because your kidneys hold two emotions, fear and gentleness. And if you're constantly stressed with fear, you will drain your bones, your legs, your hair, your life.
Hey, I see somebody red letter music He said, Brother Rich, could you talk about that experience you had with the mirror? You must be a Patreon. I think you talking about that video I did with Rod Hayes. I won't repeat that on YouTube. That's for the Patreon family. That's not PG-13. I was talking about marijuana and all that. But yeah, that's for the Patreon family. So I think you're talking about that. But yeah, Rod Hayes gave an excellent answer when I talked to him on that. And actually, we doing another video, I think tomorrow, me and Rod Hayes on Patreon. So shout out to all the Patreon family out there. Me and Rod Hayes. And I got Phil coming up also before the month is over. So shout out to all the Patreons. We're gonna be
Phil is my big brother, man. That's my
yeah,
big brother spiritually. That's
indeed,
my big
indeed.
brother.
Shout out to Phil. I gotta call him. I need to call him tomorrow, matter of fact.
Hey, brother. Yeah, that's my brother. I met Phil back in the 80s, man. When on Harlem you had Mart 125. And Phil used to have meetings at his house on Carroll Street, 1241 Carroll Street. And he gave me the floor. And, you know, that's when I met that's where King Simon came through there, and Lester Lovin. That was the metaphysical place, 1241 Carroll Street, Phil Valentine's place. Yep.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's find another question. We're gonna take about 2 more family, then we're gonna get out of here because we've been on here for about almost 2 hours. But I'm just having such a good time with Hank. So how do we break generational curses, Hank?
Wachuma. 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 I'm gonna give the number again. Sister Joanna, 201-981-8585. You can go to the ceremonies. And if you want to learn the songs, the Wachuma songs and the ayahuasca songs, angelic healing at proton, PROTON, mail.com. Because we can carry the karma for better or worse 7 generations back to 7 generations in the future.
Okay. Let me see. Somebody said, "Where's Dr. B?" Dr. B, I don't know where Dr. B's at. I don't know. Follow hit him up on Instagram. He got an Instagram, sis. All right. Somebody says Pallades in a question mark. That's not a real question. You'll have to elaborate on that. What about? Let me see. Somebody said, "What about the body lights, stars, and gold in skin on certain people? Should you guide? What do you mean guide?
We are
GIDE?
star seeds. We are star seeds. We're in the soil of our body, and our heart can blossom into a radiant star. Even the
Yo,
ancient.
Hank.
Yo.
I'm sorry. Good. I asked right. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Hank.
I did. Go ahead, man. I'm done.
No, Hank. I posted a video on Instagram. You know, sometimes when I'm in the sun, my skin like glitters. You can see the glitter on my skin. So I posted a video. I mean, I was glittering like a motherfucker. Like I just went to the strip club. And some people say that it's, some people say it's because we're crystalline beings, and some people say, oh, that's the salt that's in you. That's not
Salt is crystal too.
Well,
we are star seeds, crystal, electrochemical star seeds.
Let me show you this real quick. Because this is awesome. Go ahead, talk, Hank. I'm gonna pull it up.
One day you will become a star again. That's why we have a natural propensity to gold. Gold is stars that died, collapsed, and the byproduct is gold. We are star seeds.
Let me show you this, Hank, man. This shit, I'll be glittering like a mud, boy. Let me show you this, Hank.
Talking about that, put the gold on your skin too, bro. Take gold leaf and put it on the skin.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, man. I mix it into oil.
Let me show you this, Hank. You can see the screen, Hank?
Yeah.
All right, let me show you this.
Yeah, that's luminous, man. Full spectrum. It's full spectrum of color. Yep.
And it's on the inside. It ain't like you can wipe it off. It's on the inside.
Yeah. We are star beings with amnesia.
And y'all see my skin is mad ashy, so it ain't lotion, y'all. I'm mad
Yeah.
ashy.
We star
That ain't
beings
lotion. I'm
with
just
amnesia.
naturally glittering. But yeah,
You are the gods.
I was in the sun. I was like, damn,
We
shit.
are the gods. We are the
I'm like,
gods that have amnesia.
yeah.
Amnesia
Mm-mm-mm.
to our true essence.
Indeed. Let's get to another.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get to another question, family. This chat room booming, Hank.
Mm.
Booming, booming, booming.
Ashe, aho.
Uh, let me see. What's somebody asking me a question? Brother Rich, wouldn't you say we need to drop the term black and African American to begin to awaken to the truth of our existence, especially when that has stripped so much from us as a people?
Is that a question or a statement?
Yeah, I think that's a question. You know, different strokes, different folks, y'all. I love the term black. I love embracing that
Stay
term
black.
during
Keep your
meditation.
soul.
Yeah, it makes me it triggers certain thoughts and memories in my mind. So don't never let somebody tell you what you should do when you know deep down inside what resonates with you. Now, if we're in the public and you talking about the law or some Moorish
That's
aspect,
another thing.
I could dig that and understand that. But
Yeah.
me personally, I like the term. I don't use the term African American, but I love the term black.
Yo,
So yeah, what you think about that, Hank?
let's go in, man. When I
Mm.
used to be at my job after doing some psychedelics, I told the Italian dude, I said, you know you're a nigga. I told the Dominican, stay black. Because Mr. Spock, I told the white guy too. I said, you know you're a nigga because this is a nigga planet. You want to use that term. No disrespect to anyone. Negro means black, but we are carbon-based life forms. We're a carbon-based life form. Carbon is black.
Uh,
We eat carbon-based food. So we eat black-based food on a carbon-based planet. So if you want to call carbon Negro, or if you want to call it anything else, it is literally the essence of what we're composed of, because when you reduce carbon to the ashes and beyond, you can make a diamond with your cadaver because of the carbon. So they have people that literally take the body and is compressed into a diamond. So that's what carbon is on one end of the spectrum, and the other end of the spectrum is a clear crystal diamond. So we are carbon-based life forms, star seeds. I am star seed. Yes, I am.
excellent, excellent, my brother. We're gonna get to one last question. How to activate, I said activate, how to activate your macabre on shrooms to fly into different dimensions and portals.
Well, first you got to realize you are the Merkaba. Self-awareness. You are the Merkaba. You are the Merkaba. I got. You're talking about a Merkaba. You're talking about sacred geometry, sacred science. You are the Merkaba. Okay. These are six-sided magnets. This is a six-sided crystal, rutilated quartz of carbon. I mean, not carbon, but black tourmaline. We are the Merkaba. All right. But love is supreme. Love is supreme. We are all that ever was, all that ever is, and all that ever will be is all within you. It's all within me. Okay? So be aware. Don't entertain the monkey mind. Listen to the questions from the heart. Breathe deep. Get into Qigong and Tai Chi. This is a prototype I made because we all Merkabas. Everything is Merkaba. Snowflakes is Merkaba. Crystals is Merkaba. Joy is Merkaba. Comedy is Merkaba. You are Merkaba. We are. How's that?
Excellent, my brother. Hey, I want to ask you. I was with a Dr. B. This brother. You ever heard of the brother Dr. B series? He be on my
Yeah, I
show.
watch some of these shows, man. He be
Yeah,
dropping it.
my brother.
I like that part where he says parasites rule your monkey mind.
For
You gotta
real.
get rid of the parasites, to get rid of the fear, to get rid of the anxiety. It might
Indeed.
not be you wanting that candy. You want to feed that parasite.
Yeah, yeah. I was in the store with him, and he recommended this book on flower essences. You ever got into the flower essences? You
Yo,
deal with them?
that's Rose. Rose had one of the highest frequencies.
Yeah.
And then there was flower essence before Chernobyl. And Dick Gregory used to sell flower essence. Flower essence.
That
And
makes sense because he worked with Dick Gregory. That makes sense.
yep. And what happened was where they were getting the flower essence, it was impacted by Chernobyl.
Oh, that's the radiation, right?
Yep.
That's the yeah.
So Dick Gregory stepped away from it. And he didn't
Yeah.
talk about it no more.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, family. Well, this was an amazing show.
I hope y'all got something, but work on that with the crystal activation so you can regenerate.
Yeah. With that gold, when you put that gold around the laser thing, man, that was powerful, Hank.
That's
The
what you do.
24 karat gold sheet.
Yeah.
That was
And
powerful, man.
then you have the noble gas that's electrified and it passes through the gold and it activates the crystal.
Mm-hmm. That's
And
powerful.
then you can muscle test because I don't have my weights on me, but muscle test to see if it's legit.
Mm-hmm.
And get yourself some Lekli beads. You can get them on Amazon. Protection, projection, manifestation. You know, 'cause it's better to have and not need than need and not have.
I'll leave your contact info. They ask it for your website and your Cash App,
okay.
all of that stuff.
All right, I'm gonna tell you now, family. Look here, PayPal in my life is obsolete. You know, they started acting out.
Yeah, I heard about PayPal. They wilding.
Yo, they wilding. So I'm going back old school, family. My website, I'm only taking postal money orders. I'm going old school.
I hear you. That's
In
yeah.
priority envelope, so you have a tracking number. But my website is www.orgone, ORGONE, number 4, YOU.com. So what you do, you fill out a money order, and I'll give you the address on the website of a postal money order, and you send it priority mail. And my business phone number is 786-493-3337 so that you can follow up on orders. And that's how I do it now. I just got rid of PayPal. Later for PayPal. I'm going old school.
Indeed.
And I'm not the only one.
Yes, you're not. I don't blame you, my brother. I'm figuring out some things on my end as well, as far as what direction.
So, you know, like Brother Rich, I'll send him an empty postal money order with priority tracking, send him a tracking number. Yo, you can send that. You want to do that? We're going back to old school, family. Send Brother Rich postal money orders, and he'll give you the details because that's what it's going back to. But you do it, don't do it first class. Do it with priority envelope so you have a tracking number for your postal money order, because from what I was taught, the post office is the first bank in America. That's the first bank. I got a little small spot on YouTube, and you know, sometimes I just add my experiments, but I don't really be doing much on YouTube. Brother Rich, he's the gatekeeper. So he will, you know, this is the platform right here. This is the voice of our people right here on Black Magic 363. Just want to share that.
Yo, somebody gave me a compliment, and I was like, "Damn, I really appreciate it." They said my channel's like coast to coast. Remember coast to coast?
Yes, it is. Yes,
I was like, "Wow, man!"
I don't know anybody else who has all the thought-provoking interviews like you do, Brother Rich. Coast to Coast bring thought-provoking interviews.
Yeah.
All right. You have scholars, people who have done their research to make you think. Sister Myrna and Rod Hayes, Dr. B. Serious. And you know what I like? You even give people that haven't had exposure a chance to speak. And that's a beautiful thing, brother.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm gonna hook you up with the latest, man.
Yeah, hook me up, man. I sent you my address.
I
You
got it.
got the
I
text.
got
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Send me all the goodies, my brother. Send me
Yeah.
all the goodies.
And sisters, embrace your femininity because you are more magical than you've been told. Brothers and sisters, forgive each other, love each other, and laugh more. Laugh more. Comedy is our destiny. Bliss, you know. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for listening now and in the future. Um, activate your crystals, do the experiments, make the orgone. And I said again, those who have been patient, I have some people, brother, who's been very patient and they get the best because I'm always going into that trance state to get uploads or downloads to make it better. Ain't gonna be happy till we float.
Mm-hmm.
So I got you, brother. And I got your family.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Definitely appreciate it. With being said, this is Brother Rich, Brother Hank Rising Sun, another amazing show. Thanks
Uncle
for
Hanky.
all the brothers who listen, all the sisters who listen and keep dancing in the moon, dancing in the sun. Y'all do what y'all do. We appreciate and love y'all. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, we signing out and we'll see you next time, family. Peace.
Yeah. Ashe, aho.
Yes.